Holy shit. I've been doing this for 2 years now. Seriously, I cannot thank you guys enough for watching this little series I made back in 2015. I really do appreciate it. So, what should I cover for my 2-year anniversary? Well, how about I review another anime that is regarded by many as one of the worst out there? That worked out pretty well with Violence Jack.
You're just gonna stand there posing, or you're gonna do something.
God, that dub is hilariously bad. Anyway, today's review is going to be on the 2005 OVA Mars of Destruction, directed by Yoshiteru Satuo, and is meant to be an adaptation of a PS2 game with the same name that didn't get a release in North America. So, yeah, because of that, I won't be comparing the two versions. Besides, much like a majority of Marvel's movies, an adaptation should be able to stand well on its own, since not everyone knows about the source material going into it, and if you do a good job with the adaptation, you can turn those people who've never heard of it prior into fans that'll buy your merch and source material for years to come. But since this is the only anime adaptation of this franchise, I think it's safe to say this OVA didn't succeed in turning those people into fans of this property. So without any further delay, let's take a look into Mars of Destruction and find out if it deserves that title of one of the worst anime out there. So after a minute of text and space shots, our film begins with a spaceship that's carrying special cargo from Mars re-entering Earth's atmosphere. But since we only have 19 minutes to tell a story, I kid you not, this OVA is around 19 minutes, the spaceship controls go awry during re-entry somehow and burns up in the atmosphere, killing the pilots in the process, but the cargo survives and falls to Earth. So why do the controls go awry, and how do the cargo not burn up in the atmosphere? Never explained. Instead, we cut to a time skip where Tokyo is attacked by what looks like a rejected Soul Eater character known as the Ancients. Seriously guys, this is the design of your grunts? Oh no, I'm so terrified of a monster that has a stupid look on their face 24/7. Christ, the enemies in Violence Jack were more terrifying than this. Anyways, 3 members of the defense force, or whatever they're called in this shit, shows up to deal with 2 of the Ancients, but another one shows up and attacks the 3 girls. 2 of them dodge the very slow-moving beams, but the third one gets her head blown off. Oh no, she was such an important character. Wait a tick. Did they use a fade transition before her body hits the ground? Really? They couldn't have animated the rest of that? Who edited this? Well, I guess it was the same guy who hates fluent animation in an action scene, because holy hell does this action scene suck. Not only does the pacing of this scene feel slower than necessary in a fight scene like this, but a lot of the animation is done with still images for the most part. For example, during this scene, for a good second or two, with the exception of the background maybe the ribbons, and even then that's a stretch, the character's image doesn't look like it's moving naturally. The only movement they are giving this character is moving a picture up and down in their editing software. Oh, and after that scene, the Ancient punches her, and instead of animating her body reacting to the punch, they use one picture. Jesus Christ, this is shit. I know that animation is hard to do, but for God's sakes, this is something I would expect from someone who has no experience in animation, not an official company that made this shit and put it out on the market to be bought. Anyways, a rejected Power Ranger shows up who's named Takeru and quickly deals with the Ancient using his magic sword, because sure, why not? They get him to a hospital and... Wait a minute. They brought the girl who got her head blown off too? Really? Wait. They brought her there to confirm she's dead? Did you really need a doctor to tell you that a decapitated girl is dead? Or did you expect the doctors to give her a head transplant or something? How stupid are these two? Oh, seriously. Anyways, we get a flashback for Takeru, and stop me if you've heard this before. An angsty teenager is told by his father to don a suit of armor so that he can fight aliens from another world and Evangelion. Thank you. Jesus Christ, movie, you aren't even trying now, are you? Anyways, we cut to these 2 chicks talking about returning the fragments to the US, and it's at this point that we get some exposition on what the hell's going on, at around 7 minutes of this 19-minute OVA. So basically our protagonists are basically part of a defense force that deals with the Ancients and also protects the citizens, and Takeru was originally a high school student before becoming a part of all this. Anyways, our protagonists go and deliver the part, but are ambushed by more Ancients, and since the defense force is also meant to help protect the citizens, they execute the brilliant strategy of standing still and letting 3 officers get killed by the Ancients. Great job, dipshits. So Takeru shows up, and I guess it was the power to make the purple-haired chick disappear, because when he enters the battlefield, she's gone. Oh, wait, never mind. After his conversation, she randomly appears again. And again, I don't blame her. I don't want to get out of the shit show, too, if I was in her position. Anyways, we get our fight scene, and not only do we see reused animation from the first fight scene in this OVA, but we also see another thing this OVA may or may not have taken from Evangelion. The use of classical music in fight scenes. Joyous. Either that, or the studio didn't bother to get a score for the whole movie and instead opted to use songs in the public domain. Anyways, they beat the big bad, but before the movie ends, we find out the shocking truth. The Ancients were the original inhabitants of Earth! Oh my god! I wish I cared, because this OVA is shit. Awful writing, lazy animation, bad characters, and even the soundtrack comes off as lazy and forgettable. This legit feels like a shitty test pilot for an animated series based off this game, but after it was denied, the company that made this released it as an OVA in a vain attempt to make back the money they spent making it. But you know what? I'd actually recommend watching this. Not because it's good, God no, but because for anyone interested in becoming an animator or even joining that industry, this is a perfect example of both how not to do animation and how not to do an anime series. Still bad though. Easily worse than Violence Jack. But going back to my intro statement, would I call it the worst anime I've ever seen? Hell no. I still find Destiny School Days and Unicum to be far worse animes than this. So that concludes this review. Once again, thank you all for the support over the last 2 years. I really appreciate it. So, yeah, I'm the Mounty, and this has been the 2-year anniversary of the Mounty Presents. Thank you all for watching, and take care.